First up, we are discussing the ongoing war in the Western Asia, where the devastating war has entered its 13th day. And there seems to be no end to the devastation and mayhem in the war zone. But here is the thing. US President Joe Biden, who was in Israel yesterday, told Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu that the hospital strike on Gaza seems to have been done by the other team. Now here, the reference to the context was the Palestinian militants by the US president. Now Biden further said that he was sad and outraged by this hospital explosion which killed hundreds of people. Now it must be noted that no one is taking responsibility for this particular airstrike on the Gaza hospital. Deadly bombing of the Al-Ahli Baptist Hospital in Gaza City, which happened on Tuesday. Now, Gaza officials are blaming Israel, where, as the IDF is calling it, Islamic Jihad. Meanwhile, World Health Organization Director General has said that the situation in Gaza is just spiraling out of control.
Americans are agreeing with you. They really are. And Americans are worried. Americans are worried because we know this is not an easy field to navigate, what you have to do. Explosion at the hospital in Gaza yesterday. And based on what I've seen, it appears as though it was done by the other team, not you. But there's a lot of people out there who are not sure. So we've got to overcome a lot of things.
Well, CNN News 18's Abhishek Jha gets you this ground report from Israel's Reem, where Nova partygoers were attacked by Hamas.
Behind me, what looks like a haunting place from some movies was actually a place for celebration for hundreds of Israeli people on 7th of October, when they were attacked by hundreds of Hamas terrorists coming from Gaza Strip, not very far from here, about 2 kilometers, when they actually breached multiple checkpoints and border areas and entered into these settlements where Israeli people were having that celebration on that day. Hundreds of people were killed over a few hours that the Hamas terrorists were trying to create a carnage around this place. The people were dehumanized, they were tortured, and the terrorists found some unimaginable sadistic pleasure in killing them, but not right away, but torturing them, ensuring that they most of them die a very painful death. So we have number of visuals, number of footages, videos, photos, which are very disturbing and discomforting, and many of them are not, of the quality that can be broadcast on a national news channel. But we know that there have been hundreds of visuals where people were tortured before being killed or left half dead. This was a scene of a celebration that turned into the most nightmarish moment for hundreds of Israelis that will keep them haunting for years to come.
Well, CNN News 18's Abhishek Jha also spoke to former Israel Army Chief of Staff on the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas. Let's take a look at this ground report.
If you could just let us know how this thing unfolded and how Israeli security agencies could not sense what kind of crisis situation you will see this has become because of the sort of failure that Israeli agencies could not sense this major onslaught of terrorism is coming to Israel.
Well, let's start from the fact that on the 7th of October, early morning, we were caught by surprise. We were not well prepared on the front line, and the circumstances are known, all published. We lost many civilians, and unfortunately, as one from the military establishment in the past, I would say that we failed in defending our civilians, which is the main goal of any military establishment. First of all, to push out all those terrorists from our borders, from our land. And from then on, we are preparing ground attack.
How are you going to differentiate between the terrorists and the civilian casualties? Because I think that is one of the reasons the world's attention is quickly shifting to the crisis, humanitarian crisis. In
The
Gaza.
whole idea is to push back the civilians out of the northern part of Gaza Strip, and they already did. And then it will enable us to act freely.